Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Much respect to the brothers that are out there preaching and teaching the truth worldwide across the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and freedom for this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the house of David, and the Akim Akwaf that might be listening to this lesson on today. This is your brother Abad Yabah coming through with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And the title of my lesson is We Have to Be Organized. And organized is defined as able to plan one's activities efficiently. Now, when that comes to us in its truth, we can't be all over the place in our comings and goings. And the things that we're doing for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, it has to be organized. It has to be that our mindset is stayed and focused on a particular task. And to do that task to the best of our ability and to complete that particular task and not to leave it incomplete or to be distracted and to not complete the task at all because we've moved on to another task or we've moved on to another thing. When it comes to us being servants to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we have work to do and we have things that we should be doing on a daily basis. And we cannot let those things go unfinished, or we can't have it to where there's confusion in our midst. And so with that being said, we have to be organized. We have to lean upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to point us and lead us in the right direction spiritually in order to do these things. But we have to stay on that particular focus that he's given us as far as the things that we should do unto him and for him. So with that being said, I'm going to go into my first scripture, and it is Proverbs 37:23. And it reads, it says, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to lead us if we're righteous, if we're doing things righteously, if we're not being carnal, if we're not leaning to our own understanding, if we're not doing it to the pleasing of our flesh, the things that we're doing spiritually, righteously, that we're doing for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai as being servants. He's gonna direct our steps. He's gonna make sure that we're on the right path, we're a righteous path, by the way, and we're not doing it in a unorganized manner. And he's gonna make sure that he keeps us focused and balanced along the way. So we have to be righteous. We have to stay righteous, and being righteous is being organized. And it's just not much to say more so than that. Is being righteous is being organized and not being all over the place, not being to where you're so distracted by chasing something that you're not able to focus on that particular thing that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has for you. What brings to my the forefront of our mind is when someone is chasing a bag, they'll hustle and do all these particular things and really not stay focused on anything. They're doing all these things and not staying focused to one thing. So it's only going to give you a temporary gain. But if you're focused on the one thing, then it will continue to gain momentum because you're focused on one thing and you're continue to build on that particular thing. And as we go about this truth, as we go about salvation, we're trying to build our faith each and every day. We're trying to make sure that the work that we're being done is productive and fruitful. We're trying to make sure that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is pleased with us. So we have to continue to study. We have to continue to work and continue to do the things that are that's going to be pleasing unto him to where he'll continue to bless us. Proverbs 27:23 reads, it says, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. So that's even in the state of the things that we're responsible for. We have to be organized. We have to be in order of those particular things, and knowing, even with ourselves, we have to take care of ourselves and those that we're responsible for, and knowing that Yahweh Shemi Shai didn't give us things, whether it be your family, whether it be to be a leader to other men. We have to make sure that we know what's going on, and that we're taking care of those particular things and people. Whatever we're responsible for, and this in terms of whether it be the men that are up under us, family. We have to know the state of it, and we have to make sure that we're taking care of it. By our leadership, by just being able to guide them in the right direction, and to make sure that they're taken care of spiritually, physically. It's what Yahweh Shemi Shai has given us. We have to make sure that we are organized and taking care of that particular thing. In Matthew 5:48, it says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So we have to be complete. We're working to be complete. We're not going to ever be perfect as Yahushua was, but we could be complete as working diligently towards the goal that Yahweh Shemi Shai has put forward to us. Following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, doing the work, praying, fasting, continuing to do the work itself by warning the people, being a true servant unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. We must be complete in this truth, and therefore the Spirit can use us, and that we will continually have the Spirit upon us doing what we do on a daily basis. And we're not out here just being zombies as the world is, being connected to the matrix, just having, Esau tell us things and we go by it, and not necessarily purchase. I mean, by it meaning that we believe whatever is spoken. We know through prayer, we know through the word itself, that we have to listen to that small, still voice. We have to have the Spirit upon us to make sure that we're being led in the right direction, because this world itself can pull us in many different directions, and it can cause us to be distracted. It can cause us to stay out and to be off the path that we should be on. And therefore, organization is very important. If we're organized, if we're staying true to what we have learned and what we are doing for Yahweh Shemi Shai, then it will be hard for us to be pulled from it. We'll be steadfast and unmovable. But if we are not, if we're disorganized, then we can be swayed. And we don't want to be swayed in our mindset. We don't want to be swayed in our doings. That brings me forth to Luke 14:28-30. And it reads, it says, for much of you intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, that beheld it began to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. And that, once again, goes to us being led by the Spirit and listening and being organized in our walk, being ordered, our steps being ordered in this walk, because we have to, and this is major when it comes to doing things for Yahweh Shemi Shai, because we have to make sure that we sit down and count the cost of what we have to do, because we don't want it to be unfinished. We don't want someone to be able to scoff and mock and say that we weren't able to finish what we had set out to do. And then that will look bad on us. We will be embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't take the time out to count the cost of what we were responsible for, what we were supposed to build, what we were supposed to be productive in, what we were supposed to be fruitful in. We have to count that cost first and foremost, so that we will have enough, whether it be enough strength, whether it be enough desire, whether it be enough passion, whatever the case may be, that the Spirit stay on us, that we're constantly and consistently praying, fasting, and doing the things that we need to do for Yahweh Shem Shah, that He will keep giving us more and more. We have to make sure that we're counting the cost first and foremost in order for us to do the work and finish it. Being organized to the point to where we can finish it, because of what's going to come about in this next scripture, 1 Corinthians 14:33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So we cannot be disorganized and confusing in what we do, what we say, and what we're about. We have to make sure that it is straight and to the point. Point blank, period. This is what it is, and this is what it's about. We're doing the work for Yahweh Shem Shah. We're doing it to the best of our ability, and we're doing it not for our own selves, not for our own profit, but to be pleasing unto the Father. It is going about our Father's business. That's what we're doing on a daily basis. We're not straying from that. We're not trying to do things to where our name is up in lights. We're being built up, and people are knowing us for being, this popular person. It's been many men that are out there that have been built up just to be torn down because they were doing it for filthy lucre, that they were doing it for themselves. And this work is not about us. It's all about Yahweh Shem Shah. And we're doing that work so that He will get the honor, glory, and praise. It's not about us. And therefore, we must be organized in doing it. We must be doing everything in decency and in order. And that brings me to my final scripture. In 1 Corinthians 14:40, it said, let all things be done decently, and in order. So we got to do all things in order. So where we're organized, where we're established in what we're doing, and therefore that is done in a correct manner the first time, that we don't have to continue to do it over and over, that we're not, all over the place when we're doing it. We're focused. We have a collective goal, and we're doing it to the best of our ability, and it's going to be done efficiently, and we're going to complete it. We want to make sure that we're completing the journey that we're on. We're completing this race that we're running, and that we're doing it in decently, and in order. And that is not confusing in anything that we're going about. We're counting the cost before we got into it. When it came to this truth, that we're making sure that we're taking care of those that are up under us, because we're doing it in an organized manner. We're making sure that our steps that we take, we're doing it effectively and efficiently into where Yahweh Shem Shah is going to get the honor, glory, and praise, because people are going to know it is not about us. It is all about Yahweh Shem Shah, and that He will be pleased and say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Because we're doing it in the right manner, and we're doing it in an organized way. So with that being said, I pray that all were listening were edified. And as always, I give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. And until my next lesson, Shalom.